Explanation and interpretation of Dasakam number 13 and the slaying and the end of Hiranyaksha. This Dasakam describes the confrontation of Asura Hiranyaksha with the Lord and the role played by the great sage Sri Narada in bringing about a quick end to the events that are highlighted here. It was Hiranyaksha's great wish to be engaging in a battle with the Lord, but he was troubled, not finding a suitable match for him to fight with. The Lord is ever eager to grant to his devotees all their wishes to come true. When the Lord, as the divine Varaha, was lifting the earth from the ocean, Hiranyaksha was moving about looking for the Lord in the ocean, and the ocean at that time reached only up to his ankle. At that time, sage Narada, a great devotee of the Lord and very well versed in playing various strategies for the sake of universal welfare, approached Hiranyaksha. In order to restore peace to all the three worlds, Narada wanted to push the wicked demon near the Lord and have him killed as early as is possible. With that end in view, Narada made the demon happy by praising him and demeaning the strength of the Lord. Narada said to Hiranyaksha, "O Hiranyaksha, you are the unrivaled hero of the world. Listen to me, that Vishnu, who was told to you by Varuna as your only equal to fight with, and he was described as the one who would destroy your pride, has now changed his form into a boar out of fear for you. That earth which you had taken away from Brahma and hidden under the ocean is now being carried away by the Varaha. Alas, why are you keeping quiet? You could have averted this happening." When Hiranyaksha was told by Narada, Hiranyaksha replied, "Where is he whom I have been searching for such a long time?" Hiranyaksha then approached the Lord as directed by Narada just when the Varaha was emerging out of the waters and holding the earth on his tusk. The words Mayavi and Harati are used to convey that Vishnu, in order to rescue the earth, had changed his form into that of a boar so that no one could identify him in this form. By this, Narada hinted to Hiranyaksha that Vishnu had only the strength of Maya and does not have real physical strength, and hence it is not at all difficult to defeat him in the battle. Narada thus points out to the demon that the earth really belonged to him, that is Hiranyaksha, and it was taken away by the deceitful Vishnu, and that he cannot be allowed to get away with it. Hiranyaksha was addressed as Prabho by the Lord to imply that you are mighty, you should catch that Vishnu red-handed, punish him, and you have full authority and strength to do so. On seeing the Lord in the form of a boar, Hiranyaksha now insults the Lord. The Lord prepares to offer fight. Hiranyaksha further ridicules the Lord and said, "Narada showed this as an opponent? This is but a wild animal. Is he the one who is going to fight with me? What a pity. This wild boar, I shall crush you with this gada," that is the mace. Ignoring the wicked demon who insulted the Lord with these and similar abusive words, the Lord, endowed with all the 6 attributes, prepared for the battle. Perceiving the earth perched on the tip of the tusk of the boar, the earth was trembling out of fear of falling back into the ocean and sinking while the Lord would engage in the battle. It was only after installing her properly back on the surface of the ocean with the yogic power that the Lord got ready to fight with the demon. Now we have the description of the battle between the Lord and Hiranyaksha. When Hiranyaksha got ready for the battle with the mace in his hand, the gada in his hand, the Lord held his mighty divine gada called the Kaumodaki, which came to the hand just by the thought of it, and engaged Hiranyaksha in the battle. The clanging sounds of the gada reverberated in the sky with the sound as ghata, ghata. This fierce battle was just a play for the Lord. Desirous of seeing the valor of the Lord, Brahma and the other devas assembled in the sky. They saw the fight in a playful manner and not killing the wicked demon. The Lord was addressed by Brahma, saying, Asuras become more powerful and energetic at the fall of dusk. So, Lord, destroy him before that. It so happened that during the battle of the Gada, the two Gadas, the Kaumodaki, the Gada of the Lord, which was tightly held by him, fell down due to a sudden blow from Hiranyaksha's Gada. O Lord of the three worlds, is it possible that defeat should befall you? The great poet Bhattadri now uses the word ahaha to express this regret to narrate the defeat in this shloka. But we all know that the Lord let go of his mace and therefore it fell to the ground only to please at least once the wish of his devotee, that is Hiranyaksha, who was constantly thinking of him by adopting the mode of confrontation. Otherwise, there could have been no reason for the gentle smile on the face of the Lord. The love for his devotees is remarkable indeed. When the Lord's Gada fell to the ground, there was no trace of fear or agitation in his face, but then the gentle smile seemed to convey to the demon, let this mace fall, but you will see another weapon even more potent than this. The Lord then set his mind on the great Sudarshana Chakra, that is the discus, and the discus at once appeared into his hand. The Lord looked extremely splendorous indeed and aimed it at the neck of the enemy. The characteristic luster and the radiance of the Sudarshana Chakra gladdened the hearts of all those who had gathered in heaven. Hiranyaksha then used his elusive power of Maya on the Lord. Hiranyaksha, on seeing the Lord aiming the Sudarshana Chakra at him, became extremely angry, like the fiery Kalagni or the Rudra, the god of destruction, and Hiranyaksha aimed a Trishul, the trident, against the Lord. Instantly, the Lord struck the trident with the discus and broke it into two. Hiranyaksha grew angrier than before, and when he saw that his weapon had failed, he clenched his fist and hit the Lord on the chest with all force. He employed several devices, causing astonishment to the people of all the three worlds. What was the use of all these insignificant Maya devices of Hiranyaksha against the Lord who was beyond Maya? That is to say, Maya exists very far away from the Lord. Hiranyaksha was ignorant of this fact. His action was like employing Varuna's missile against Varuna himself. Then all the delusive devices of the Asura were struck down by a tiny spark from the discus, that is the Sudarshana Chakra. Seeing all his efforts becoming fruitless, the Asura ravaged with anger, and the anger rendered his mind numb. The Asura became incapable of understanding that the opponent was his master, even after seeing the Lord shining lustrously in the form of a Varaha, holding the extraordinary discus in his hand. Blinded by anger, he lost all sense of devotion to the Lord. Summoning all his strength, he clenched his fist and started pounding on the Lord. The Lord hit him at the base of the ear with the clenched fist, and thereupon the demon fell dead on the ground. In some texts, the word Swapada Angushtena is used in the place of Karagrena Swena. Both usages are acceptable since the four legs of the boar, which is a quadruped, represents the hands of a biped and serve the same effect. The great Asura was killed by the Lord by a blow at the back of his ear with the lotus hand that pushed him to the ground. At that time, a host of great sages residing in the Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka had gathered in the sky to witness the wonderful power of the Lord in the form of a Varaha. What a wonder! How fortunate is he, Hiranyaksha, to meet the end at the divine hands of the Lord. There is no one so blessed as him to die while having a darshan of the divine face of the Lord. With these words, the sages praised the killing of Hiranyaksha, who had arrogantly considered himself as equalled by none in the three worlds, who had troubled and taken the earth to the Rasatala, ignoring even Brahma. They also praised the power of the Lord at slaying him with a single blow. Not only that, the sages who were till then experiencing insufferable misery due to the harassment by Hiranyaksha attained the peak of happiness and started singing together loudly hymns in praise of the Lord in the form of a Varaha. The sound of their singing reverberated in all directions. In shloka number 9, the Lord is described as the bestower of all the devotees' wishes. He is present everywhere. He has no difficulty in knowing their desires and fulfilling them. To grant blessings to those who seek refuge in the Lord, he need not depend on anyone else, for there is no one superior to him. This shloka describes the Lord as the Yagna Varaha Murti. It says, the Vedic meters or the Chandas and the Gayatri and the others which are used for chanting of mantras are in the skin of the Lord. Likewise, the bunch of kusha grass, that is the darbha, is his hair. The ghee is in his eyes. The functions of the 4 priests are in his legs. The sruk, which is a large wooden ladle which is used for pouring ghee on the sacrificial fire, is the Lord's face. The sruva, which is a smaller ladle used for pouring ghee into the sruk, is his nostril. The ida is a dish or a plate from which the offering is taken in a sacrifice. It is the belly of the Lord. The chamasas or the vessels used for storing soma juice is the ear of the Lord. In this manner, the Varaha is described as the Yagna Varaha Murti. Now, with the mind delighted by the hymns of praise sung by the sages Marichi and others, and the Varaha looking much more magnificent than before, the Lord as the Varaha retired to his own abode, that is the Vaikuntha Loka, and was reveling in his own bliss as Atma Rama. Bhattadri then prays, saying, may the Lord, who revelled in his own extreme happiness, be so pleased that he will eradicate all my ailments. So, He Madhuripo, He Vatalayapate, that is the enemy of Madhu, the Lord of Guruvayur, please see that my ailments are all eradicated soon. Bhattadri also prays, saying, may you be pleased to hear the songs of praise that I have already sung, and those that are yet to be sung in future. Please remove completely all my ailments. If I pray at a time when you are reveling as an Atma Rama in your own bliss, I am sure my prayers will be heard. Yes. Dasakam number 13. Hiranyaksham tavat varadha bhavadanveshana param charantam samvarte payasi nijajanga parimite bhavadbhakto gatva kapatapatudhir narada munihi shanair uche nandan danujam api nindan stava balam Samayavi Vishnuhu Harati Bhavadiyam Vasumatim Prabho Kashtam Kashtam Kimidam Iti Tena Bhigaditaha Nadan Kwasau Kwasau Iti Samunina Darshita Patho Bhavantam Samprapat Dharani Dharam Udyantam Udakat Aho Aranyoyam
मृग इति हसन्तं बहुतरैः दुरोक्तैर्विध्यन्तं दितिसुतम् अवज्ञाय भगवन् महीं दृष्ट्वा दंष्ट्रा शिरसि चकितां स्वेन महता पयोधावाधाय प्रसभम् उदयुङ्था मृदविधौ गदापाणौ दैत्ये त्वमपि हि गृहीतो उन्नतगदो नियुद्धेन क्रीडन् घटघटरवोद्घुष्टवियता रणालोकौत्सुक्यात् मिलति सुरसङ्घे धृतम् अमुं निरुन्द्या सन्ध्यातः प्रथमम् इति धात्रा जगदिशे गदोन्मर्दे तस्मिन् तव खलु गदायां धितिभुवो गदाघाताद् भूमौ झटिति पतितायाम् अहभोः मृदुस्मेरास्यस्त्वं धनुजकुलनिर्मूलनचणं महाचक्रं स्मृत्वा करभुवि ददानो रुरुचिषे ततः शूलं काल प्रतिमरुषि दैत्ये विसृजति त्वयि चिन्दत्येनत् करकलितचक्रप्रहरणात् समारुष्टो मुष्ट्या स खलु विदुतं स्वां समतनोत् गलन्माये मायाः त्वयि किल जगन्मोहनकरीः भवच्चक्रज्योतिष्कणलवनिपातेन विधुते ततो मायाचक्रे वितत घनरोषान्धमनसं गरिष्ठाभिर्मुष्टि प्रहृतिभिरभिघ्नन्तमसुरं कराग्रेण स्वेन श्रवणपदमूले निरवधिः महाकायः सोऽयं तव करसरोजप्रमथितो गलद्रक्तो वक्त्रात् अपतद् ऋषिभिः श्लाघितहतिः तदा त्वाम् उद्धाम प्रमदवरविद्योतिहृदयाः मुनीन्द्राः सान्द्राभिः स्तुतिभिरनुवन् अध्वरतनुं त्वचिच्छन्दो रोमस्वपि कुशगणचक्षुषि घृतं चतुर्होतारो अङ्ग्रौ सृगपि वदने च उदर इडा ग्रहा जिह्वायां ते परपुरुषकर्णे च चमसाः विभो सोमो वीर्यं वरद गलदेशे अप्युपसदः मुनीन्द्रैरित्यादिः तव न मुखरैर्मोदितमनाः मुनीन्द्रैरित्यादि स्तवनमुखरैर्मोदितमनाः महीयस्यामर्त्य विमलतरकीर्त्या च विलसन् स्वधिष्ण्यं सम्प्राप्तः सुखरसविहारी मधुरिपो निरुन्ध्यारोगं मे सकलमपि वातालयपते नारायण अखिल गुरु भगवन् नमस्ते।